Hello everybody, this is Professor Darla Jones and I wanted to give you an update on how this class is going to work, and I'm showing you through the student view. I'm hoping that that will be effective for you. If I need to, I'll change it. As an example, as I can't really show the home screen right now because this isn't published yet. But when you go to the home screen, it's going to tell you to take a look around and you'll see that. And then you're going to go to here and choose your courses. When you choose your courses right here, you're going to be looking for online IT, and there's only one there, but you may have other courses. So you're going to log into, you're going to choose that one, and it'll take you to the home page, which currently isn't showing because it's not published. Okay, this is what we're going to do. The first thing you should do is be looking at, you'll be able to look around and see what's showing and everything, but the primary place you're going to be spending time is in modules. Okay, this is how we start. This is the first material we're going to look at. You have different modules in here, and you'll see that if I minimize them, I can make them smaller, get them out of the way if I want to, because for right now I only want to deal with the very first one. This will be a persistent, not temporary. This will always be the first module. That way everything you need to know will be in there, and I will continue to put things in as I have resources available to you. So the first thing we want to look at, of course, is the syllabus. You can download it, or you can just review it in the screen. Okay, it basically what it's saying, and you can read this. I'm not going to read it to you, but I am Professor Darla Jones. You can call me Darla, or you can call me Professor Jones. That's how I prefer it. Okay, I've got a lot of education and I've kind of earned that. Okay, the top stuff, I do have an office hour, but it's after the class that I have on ground. So if you need to reach me for something or by appointment, my office hour is basically going to be 9:10 to 10 p.m., which I doubt you're going to want to do. But if you need to get to me by appointment, I'm happily willing to do so. So then here's my email. This is the way to reach me. There is a phone number which goes to the department office, but don't use it unless, if you do that, they'll get a hold of me and have me call you. But realistically, the fastest way, and I do respond quickly, is to go through email. The course, some of you have already discovered this. There's the course description, which you can read on your own. It's also from the entitled part, and then this is probably the more important part, is the textbook, and it's called Network Guide to Networks. It's an excellent book, and that's why I've been using it. It does cover the N10007, which is the current version for Net Plus to be certified in CompTIA. So I did put a comment here about Cengage text, because some people, if you want to, there's something called Cengage Text Unlimited, and it's a really good deal, and I would explore this if you're interested. But basically, any Cengage text that you need for the semester, you can buy a program called Cengage Unlimited. It's I think it's 119, or it might have changed to 129. But if you go in and look, all of your textbooks from Cengage, no matter what topic, will be available to you with MindTap and all this other stuff. So it's a really good deal, and it comes with an ebook. And so I encourage you to look at that if you want other options for text. Our course objectives, I'll have you read those. I think they're pretty straightforward. The academic requirements, probably the highlights here are that we're going to have a lot of assignments. We're going to have a lot of labs. I want you to get hands-on. I want you to be doing things and learning this content, and I think it's great content. You're going to enjoy it, so I'm really excited about that. We will take quizzes pretty much each week, and I think that's important because that keeps us up on the content, and it has a lot of value. And then we'll have a discussion. Yes, we will definitely have a discussion board, and I'll go through that separately. That's an important part of this class, and you don't disregard it because it's a significant chunk. Okay, the grades will be distributed in a traditional way, 90, 80, 70, 60. This is, we don't give plus or minuses at Sierra, so this is what it looks like. All your information is due at the beginning of the class, and what I'm doing with our class is It started on Saturday, which is odd, but we're technically, I'm going to give you whatever time that I publish this from until next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So you'll be able to do your materials earlier, but you'll still have, after that, it will always be Monday to Sunday at 11:59, so that we'll have a standard setup, okay? And then all your grades are going to be posted in Canvas, which is here, and I do those to stay transparent so that if you have any problems or anything like that, you get a hold of me within 3 weeks of the due date and discuss and resolve the grade. So otherwise, the grade will stand as listed in Canvas. Now, there are student responsibilities, and I expect you to read this, not me just reading it to you. And you can just download it right here by clicking on it too. But it's kind of easy to see it here. You know where it is. So there's some basic things that you can look for. One of this is, this course does give you a lot of freedom. But with that said, you still need to have take the responsibility for your time to use it effectively, because you can't just say, oh, I forgot. Don't wait until Sunday to do all the work. It won't work, so don't do that. There's a whole bunch of things about submitting assignments in here, and I recommend you just read through. And if you need disability or accommodations, please contact me immediately. I'll do whatever I need to do for you. And that's pretty much academic honesty and all that. I'm going to let you review this, but then I did put on here, I was going to post this as a separate thing, but I've always put it in my syllabus for online. So at the bottom is how to be successful in this online class. So this is not necessarily part of your syllabus, but it's definitely going to give you a lot of tips on how to be successful in this course. And good luck and have some fun. So that's that link. Then as we go back, we're still going to be in our modules. So we're going to go back to our resources here. That's that. The second thing in here is the 10007 exam objectives. If any of you are interested, this course is intended to give you the opportunity to obtain CompTIA Net Plus certification. And the current one is 10007. This is what it is, and this is a valuable document because it tells you exactly what's going to be on the exam. You can read through it. It has a whole bunch of information, and it'll tell you that there's going to be test details, maximum of 90 questions. I will walk you through everything, and my intent is to teach you how to take this exam. I want you all to take it if you want to. This is not a required part of the course. The required part of the course is just to do all the coursework and move along, and I will guide you through each module. So my intent is for you all to do well. I'm not mutually exclusive where you have to be A's and you have to be F's. So I hope everybody does well. So I encourage you to do well. These are if you do the certification exam, it's 90 questions in 90 minutes. Now, it's not as scary as you think because you'll be well prepared. The exam comes in domains, okay, which means there's 5 levels of information, percentages on the exam. One would be network concepts is 21%, infrastructures 18%, network operations 17%, network security 20%, and network troubleshooting and tools. That equals 100%. So in these objectives below, it shows you, here we go, here's the first one, 1.0, network concepts. And now it's talking about explain the purposes and uses of ports and protocols. So all these ports that look so scary right now, we're going to make them friendly to us. A real easy one, network time protocol is 123. I think that's kind of easy because it's like a clock. We'll talk about the ones that relate to SMTP, which is how email is sent. That's a protocol. 880 is for, I don't know if we see it here, but it's going to be here. That's for websites. But there's also, okay, then POP10 and its friend one. Okay, POP and IMAP are the other 2 email ones. So we'll go through all these, and then each one of these concepts tells you what's going to be. Here's the OSI, which you're going to be visiting soon. So I would really recommend that you keep this in your mind. See, here's the 3rd domain. And just remember that it's all there And I put notes all over them, and I check them off when I do them. I really think this is a valuable thing. Not only that, at the last 4 pages is called the network acronyms list, which I've also saved for you separately, because this is acronym soup in networking. We use these acronyms constantly. So right now you may not know that a canonical name is an alias, a C name. You may not know right now what an ARP is, an address resolution protocol. You will by the time you're done, and an ACL, an access control list, and all these things you're like, and the reason I make these 4 pages so important is I recommend you print these 4 pages, because when you're reading through things and you're like, what was a BRI, basic rate interface or something, you can just look here and find it. DOCSIS deals with cables, and it will help you greatly to understand when we do HIPS, it's a host, where's HIPS? Oh, there it is. Yeah, host intrusion prevention system. There's also NIPS, which is a network intrusion. There's also detection, so it would be HIDS, so it could be HIDS. Anyway, there's lots of options here, but I recommend you take a good look at that. Let's move on. Let's go back. Oh, what did I do? Oh, here we go. Next. So I think that's something you can view through and you get the idea. Here's where I said this is the next one in the resources. I just did the acronym list by itself, so you could just print these 4 pages. The next one is the student, we're going to be using something called NetLab, and so I kept this available to you. I may update it, but you'll be able to use NetLabs, and they're web-based, virtualized simulations of really a lot of good content, and it's sponsored by the Chancellor's Office, so this is available to you for free. This is a great resource, and I don't normally use the student guide personally. I will be leading you through all of this, but that's what that is. And then next, netiquette. When you speak, there's certain things that you should do because when we type things, sometimes you hear somebody's voice and you think, oh, I see, hey, I'm so excited, the class is starting, whoop, whoop. And other times you're going to see, you're going to take it as, the class is starting, whoop, whoop. That's not the same. So we have to be careful when we type things that everybody understands it, and that we try to be careful remembering some things. So this is a good document I'd like you to review. But remember to be human, adhere to the same standards and behaviors that you would. Obviously, capitals, all capitals, infers that you're yelling at somebody, and you're going to need to be, in the discussion board particularly, be open, discuss, take other ideas, and contrast and compare, and so that's going to be important to you. So this is going to be available, and I'd like you to definitely review that. And then in the resources also, this is the last one. I don't normally show you this until a couple weeks in, but this is Professor Messer, and he has free videos for each class, and they're usually extremely good, extremely well done. So he has, you can see this as a website and go there, but I'm going to just scroll down for now. There you can go. I have the link. All you have to do is click on it. But you go down here, and those domains that we just spoke of. Well, here they are. Here we go. Section 1, networking concepts, ports and protocols. That's what we just looked at. So if you're studying and you're like, I do not understand this OSI model thing. This is one of his longer ones. They're usually about 8 minutes, or you don't understand just what IGP is, which is internal gateway protocol and external gateway protocols, or IP and IPv4 addressing. Any of this stuff can be reviewed here also in addition. So it's very helpful, and it's completely mapped to the objectives for the exam. So section 2 for infrastructure, we're still in this first one. And then when we get past this domain, it just goes into the next domain. And so they're all there. Here's the Network 5 domain. Great resource. Okay, that concludes this portion